Hey guys, and welcome back to Sprinkle of Courage. Now, a few of you have asked for an update on how I'm doing with my head and all that, so I thought before we start the video I'd give you a quick update on how I'm doing. I am doing okay. I had my first neurology appointment this week since sort of my hospital stay, and I did loads of tests that make you feel like you're really stupid, like touching your finger to your nose, walking on your tiptoes, and all these other tests, and I've got to go do a few more scans and all that just to sort of try and get to the bottom of it. Why isn't my head getting any better? And as anyone who has sort of a physical illness, often when you go to appointments and they fiddle around and examine and do loads of tests, they sort of aggravate it and make the pain worse, which is exactly what I am feeling. My head has not been good since the appointment. It has been really painful and it's not liked any light, and I've been back to sort of square one with the pain, where I felt really dizzy and sick and just not really being able to do a lot and sort of hiding away in a darkened room. But I needed to film a video today, so I'm out in the light for a little bit to sort of get through it. Also, my insomnia is back in full force. I have suffered from insomnia for a few years now, and when I had that vomiting bug, it knocked me out. I slept all day, every day, all night until sort of the bug was out my system, and it was amazing because sleep, I don't really sleep. But now I'm back and my insomnia is back full force, and I'm not even sleeping, and when I do sleep it's only for a few hours, if that, so I am extremely tired. It's hard once you're used to having like a week of sleep. Going back to barely sleeping all is really hard, but I am powering through. Now, last week we talked sort of about self-esteem and are you ever going to be good enough for yourself, and a lot of you loved that sort of topic and had a lot of questions about it and really felt like you sort of understood it, and a few of you messaged me your comments and how you felt about yourself and whether or not you thought you'd be good enough for yourself. I was sad and a bit stressed about how I came to the realization that I would never be good enough for myself. I hate feeling worthless. I hate constantly being really critical on myself. I hate that I can never do anything right, and it's just not a nice way to live. I hate never getting anything right. I hate just hating myself. When I sort of thought about it and realised that I thought that I was going to feel this way for the rest of my life, it made me really sad and quite scared, because I can't really hack the feeling now, and however many years of my life I have left, I don't want this feeling to be a part of it. So I talked more to my therapist about it, and we talked about how everybody sets the bar for themselves. No one else sets the bar for you. You set the bar how high you want it. You set what you want to do in life. You set your goals. You set your achievements. You set everything, and whether or not you reach that bar of where you've put it is up to you. And I sort of realised I have put the bar for myself so high, because with me there is one chance. With everyone else around me, if they make a mistake, I'm quick to forgive, I'm quick to offer to help them out, I'm quick to do whatever I can to sort of help them back on their feet and be kind and caring to them. If I make a mistake, I hate myself. It's the worst thing. I feel betrayed. And that's because I've set this bar so high for myself that it's impossible to reach. And if I can never reach it, then I'm never gonna feel good enough. So we sort of talked about how that you have to just be kind to yourself, and that everybody is not perfect. I think we have this ideal thing that, especially when you do have low self-esteem, that everyone else is perfect, and if they had the same problem with you, they'd be dealing with it 10 times better. They wouldn't do self-harm, they wouldn't think about suicide, they wouldn't do whatever, they would handle it so well and it wouldn't really affect them. But the truth is, it does. It affects everybody, and everybody makes a mistake, and no one is perfect. We are all human, And despite what we think, nobody is gonna get everything right, including yourself. I look around and I see, my friends and family, and as I sort of detail them, I know that they've made mistakes. I've heard about their mistakes, I've been a part of their mistakes, but I have helped them, and I've seen them forgive themselves and do it again or move on from it. But for some reason, when it comes to myself, I cannot do it. I cannot forgive myself for a mistake. Whether it's not as simply as, getting a drink for somebody and I feel like I've done it wrong. And to me, that is like the ultimate betrayal. And I know that I now need to work on lowering that bar, because feeling worthless is exhausting, and hating yourself is exhausting, and constantly fighting with yourself and worrying about what you're going to say and if it's going to upset people, and if you should have done this, I should have done this better. It is just so exhausting, and it zaps so much of your energy, and it just eats away at you, constantly never having anything right. And when people, praise you, or when they say, oh, you've done really well, or, like, I haven't self-harmed in a while, and to other people and my therapist and my family and all that, that's an achievement, and it should be an achievement. Then so long I haven't self-harmed, but to me, it's not, because to me, I shouldn't have done it again. It was stupid of me to do it again. It was stupid of me to even think about doing it again. I'm just never gonna be good enough for myself. What I learned from my therapist is that you have to be kind to yourself. You have to find a way and learn a way to understand that you aren't perfect, and that you can't live a life where you have this expectation of doing everything right, because you're gonna fall short of it. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is going to reach a bar that is so high, and you just have to lower the bar. I was like, okay, then I'll lower the bar, tell me how. And hoping it was just a quick fix of me lowering the bar, and bam, I am not self-conscious. I don't hate myself. I can take compliments. I can believe in myself. But no, with anything with a mental illness, it's never flipping simple, and it's a long road, and I know that I have to work on it, because I look around and when I hear your stories of your self-worth, and I hear how that makes you feel and how hard you are on yourselves, I hate that you're going through that, and I hate that it's so hard to bounce back from it. And I know that I need to learn that the advice that I give out about self-confidence, I also need to take, and I need to work on taking my own advice and just giving myself a break, and sort of admitting that, you know what, I'm gonna mess up, but deal with it, move on, and try again. I look back through my journey, especially through like this journey of Sprinkled Courage, I have made mistakes throughout those videos. I have definitely backtracked with self-harm. I have definitely backtracked looking through suicide folders. My depression has been an up and down roller coaster with my head and all this. I have definitely gone back and made mistakes and made the wrong choices and not talked about it enough. But when I think about it, I didn't let it stop me. I didn't stop, and yeah, I hated myself for it, but some part of me moved on from that, and I just have to get the rest of myself to move on and accept that I'm gonna make mistakes, but so does everybody else. No one is perfect. No one is this ultimate perfect being that has the answer to every question, that can do everything and just looks amazing and all that. And maybe they might look like that on the surface, but there's got to be something that they don't share that is tearing them apart. And I think that's what I need to remember, is that everybody has a battle to fight, whether or not they're doing it out loud or in secret. and the battles we fight and we make mistakes from, or we learn from, or we move on from, that's what makes us human, and that's what makes us be who we are. And I'm definitely going to talk more about with my therapist about self-confidence, because right now I have none. You guys gave me that push I needed to sort of ask my therapist for help and say that I don't want to feel worthless for the rest of my life. I don't want to hate myself. I don't want to not be able to accept compliments, or, you know, think everybody is lying if they say a nice word about me, and just generally feel like I'm this horrible piece of crap that nobody should be bothered about, and that I should just, I know that I'm worthless. And it was hard to admit that, because I for so long was happy, not happy but okay, and finding out that I was going to be worthless, and that I was happy to be in the background. And I sort of accepted a long time ago that I was going to be worthless, and I wasn't ready to change that. But hearing you guys, your stories, and how some of you have overcome it, or how some of you are going to deal with it, or how some of you are just like me, and it just gave me the push to just ask my therapist and go, I need help, because I've avoided that issue a lot. We've sort of brought it up a little bit, but that's always been one issue that I always sort of been happily to avoid. But I need to deal with it, because it's hard and exhausting living a life where you think you don't even deserve to be a part of. So I want to thank you for giving me the push to do it. We're going to definitely talk some more about self-worth, because I am sure that your journey and my journey on this self-confidence is going to be very, very hard. It's going to be a long journey. I'm sure there's going to be lots and lots of tears and emotions, but I am happy that I am finally talking about it and finally admitting that I don't want to be this worthless piece of crap for the rest of my life. I want to feel like I deserve a right to be here. I don't want to feel like I don't belong and that I shouldn't be here. I want to believe in myself and believe that I can do things, even if it's just the smallest task. So it's definitely been a hard week for me with admitting this and the problems with my head, but I'm glad it was a hard week, because the hard weeks make me realise that when I get through them, that I have come a long way from the days where these weeks would have put me in undercovers crying and contemplating, you know, self-harming and suicidal thoughts. So it proves to me that this long journey of talking and therapy and just working hard at your mental health and trying your hardest to fight works. So thank you guys for all your love and support and continuing to follow along on this journey. It really does mean a lot, and I will see you next week. Bye guys.